Let's talk about the bias of Drake calling out LeBron versus Kendrick Lamar calling out Snoop Dogg. Kendrick Lamar called out Snoop on his new album for posting the Drake track in his stories because they have a relationship and they both from the West Coast. Then everyone praises him for it and say he's a manly man because he spoke on how that made him feel. But Drake is soft, weak, and butthurt when he does similar, calling someone out that he had a bond with. He went on LeBron's show, The Barbershop, to support him when they first launched, supported many of LeBron games over the years, brought him and his son Bronny out on his shows, and then the first chance LeBron got, he was parading around, jumping and singing what he knew was the worst lie to say about someone, calling his former friend a PDF, with Drake's worst enemy and thousands of people over and over just for clout. Kendrick has never supported LeBron or his family in any fashion, so this is 100 times worse than what Snoop Dogg did by simply posting Drake's song in his stories when he was using his voice as AI. But y'all praise Kendrick for sending a jab at a legend like Snoop, who barely did anything, but say Drake overreacting, sensitive, and lame for feeling offended when a former friend did him in the worst way. Make it make sense. Y'all moved the goalposts with Kendrick Lamar and it's ridiculous. It's clearly complexion bias. Kendrick trained you to feel if a half black light-skinned dude does anything similar as him, it should be interpreted as the negative opposite. You're being conditioned to think black people are only limited to speak hood, proclaim to be part of gang culture, rob, steal, and kill. If they can articulate themselves, grew up with caring parents, in a middle-class home, they aren't qualified to be part of hip-hop culture, and they are vultures, especially if you are mixed or lighter skinned. They will never be black enough. This is the conditioning of your king Kendrick Lamar and these labels who push this ridiculous agenda because black people are not monolithic. In reality, all those hood-speaking, gangster life-driven people that they try to force the masses to believe are the majority are by far the minority. But our own people help push this narrative the most. Black people that is immersed in this culture uphold stereotypes against black people just as much, if not more, than everybody else outside of black culture, and it's a shame and very disappointing when you actually open your eyes. Hip hop was my first love, but I literally may start removing myself from it, just like I did with the NFL after the Colin Kaepernick situation when he was racially targeted, gaslighted, and lied on by all NFL owners who join forces just like the music industry, currently trying to bind together to lie, move the goalposts, and gaslight everything Drake do for apparent behind the scenes monetary motives that millions are such sheep and blind to see. Drake and Kendrick Lamar reports to the same label, but the label only pushes one side on social media and the radio. It's so blatantly obvious. No one has ever heard the Drake diss songs on the radio. It's because his contract is up and they are trying to tarnish him. Last contract, he got paid $400 million and he was probably up for $600 to $800 million this time, and they don't want to pay it. Also, they didn't like the power that Drake was gaining, and they always felt no man is bigger than his system. So they will always try to put you in your place and make you accept that. I actually respect Drake for going at the system because so many are afraid and they have manipulated you all so much to feel like he is the one in the wrong and the system who takes advantage of all these artists are in the right. Thinking surface level or below has always led us to destruction, and it continues to do so. We got to open our minds and see who the real enemy is. They leading you to destruction. We are more than what they ever thought we was. So we got to stop upholding what they've been trying to oppress us with. But what are y'all thoughts?
The Highest Point Podcast.
More than the pod, it's a lifestyle.